online, and on your smart speaker. Budget cool trucks have arrived. Refrigerated trucks and tippers for hire.
Hit News Briefing.
Authorities search for the cause of one of Australia's worst air disasters, plus Labor's plan to overhaul aged care. Hi, it's Isabelle Everett here with your news briefing. But first, the PM has confirmed Australia will send armoured vehicles to Ukraine to help in their fight against Russia. It follows a direct plea from President Volodymyr Zelensky during an address to federal parliament yesterday. While Scott Morrison has today thanked him for his address, where he warned the evil of war could come to Australia.
And reminding not just all of us of what is at stake here. One nation bullying another, a democratic nation whose territorial sovereignty has been violated.
Authorities are searching for clues to figure out the cause of one of Australia's worst air disasters. Search and rescue crews remain on the mountain after yesterday's fatal helicopter crash just north of Melbourne. 5 lives were lost when the chopper came down in dense bushland. Those on board were on a business trip. While we're learning more about the victims, with the first passenger identified as Paul Troja, a meat industry titan. The 73-year-old was on a final work trip with investors before retiring. His son Luke says he was a devoted father.
He wanted to spend more time with family, but he wanted to do one more last job to get more bit of money behind him so he could, help us out.
A new curriculum will be rolled out in Aussie schools next year. The government has approved the updated version. Among the changes, history will become a compulsory subject in years 9 and 10, while Indigenous history will be mandatory in year 7. In northern New South Wales, the second wave of flooding has turned deadly, with the body of a 55-year-old found near Lismore days after she went missing in floodwaters. Homeowners in the town and surrounds are feeling a familiar heartbreak, some able to go back to their waterlogged properties and assess the damage. Anthony Albanese is out and about this morning selling his new aged care policy as the country closes in on the election in May. Labor promising $2.5 billion towards around-the-clock nurses for homes, as well as better food and high pay for workers. The opposition leader calling on the government to take more notice of its own Royal Commission into the sector.
Why is it that the government set up a Royal Commission into the aged care crisis but isn't prepared to act on its recommendation?
And don't expect the cost of your ride shares to go down just yet. Uber and DD are keeping petrol surcharges in place for now, despite the big cut to fuel excise.
The Hyundai Staria Load is the van that is big on safety and big on tech. Available from $47,990 drive away for ABN holders. Take a tech drive today.
In the AFL, Essendon has dropped Devon Smith for tonight's crunch clash with Melbourne. Dylan Shill returns alongside round 1 sensation Nick Martin, who missed the loss to the Lions due to COVID. Teammate Sam Draper says Martin's had a dramatic start to his career.
Yeah, life comes at you pretty fast. Marto, he's an unbelievable talent. So I haven't really heard him speak much yet. He's a pretty quiet kid. And he just came out of nowhere and kicked 5 on the G.
The Crows face the Power in the showdown tonight. To the NRL, and it'll be game number 300 for Aidan Tolman tonight when he lines up for the Sharks against the Knights. After that, Nathan Cleary is back for the Panthers-Bunnies clash. That epic meltdown from Nick Kyrgios at the Miami Open has turned out to be a pretty costly move. The tennis star was involved in some heated exchanges with the chair umpire during his loss to Yannick Sinner. He's now copped a $47,000 fine. And former Australia Test wicketkeeper Peter Neville has announced his retirement from all forms of cricket. The 36-year-old represented Australia in 17 Tests and 19 Cloudy and 30 degrees for the rest of the day in Rockhampton. Tomorrow, similar conditions and 30. Partly and 29 for the rest of the day in Gladstone. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and 29. And our listener app is your new home of local news. Download the app now to listen live or on demand.